Mr. Men, Little Miss, Be Yourself, a book about confidence. This is a story about confidence. Mr. Funny can pull the silliest faces and loves making people laugh. He has the confidence to be himself. Are you confident? Being confident isn't about being the loudest or funniest person in the room. It is about believing in yourself. Mr. Funny feels liked and accepted for who he is, and that makes him feel confident. Did you know that Mr. Funny lives in a teapot? And he drives a car that looks like a shoe? Isn't that funny? Mr. Funny doesn't worry about how he might be different to other people. He loves being himself, and people love him for it too. Sometimes it can be hard to feel confident being yourself. You might blush like Little Miss Shy when you meet new people, or you feel unsure of yourself like Mr. Nobody. Though, as Mr. Nobody learned, everybody is a somebody. We just need to discover and appreciate who we are and have the confidence to share that with others. Now, Mr. Quiet likes the quiet life. He even chose to work in the library, as you need to be very quiet there. But not everyone is very quiet in the library. Are you able to be quiet when you need to be? People like Little Miss Naughty find it very difficult to be quiet when they're asked to be. It's just far too tempting to make a noise. Little Miss Naughty blew a raspberry. Shh, said Mr. Quiet, very quietly. But Mr. Quiet's shh was so quiet that it couldn't be heard over Little Miss Naughty's. Have you ever tried to speak up only to find that your voice isn't heard? Mr. Quiet didn't have the confidence to ask Little Miss Naughty to be less noisy, so instead he quietly sighed and waited for her to leave the library, which Little Miss Naughty did rather loudly. Mr. Funny was also in the library that day. Can you guess what kind of books he borrowed? That's right, joke books. Mr. Funny loves to laugh. But Mr. Funny is also very good at bringing out the best in his friends. Good morning, Mr. Quiet, he said cheerfully. How are you today? Hello, Mr. Funny. I'm sorry about the noise, said Mr. Quiet sadly. I wish I was as confident as Little Miss Naughty and didn't find it so hard to speak up. Oh, Mr. Quiet, replied Mr. Funny, what makes you think Little Miss Naughty is more confident than you? When we are unsure about something, we can find it hard to know how to behave. Or, like Little Miss Naughty, maybe we don't behave as we should. Don't be so hard on yourself, said Mr. Funny. You have an amazing library, which people love to visit. Look at the smile it's put on my face. With which Mr. Funny pulled quite the silliest face Mr. Quiet had ever seen. That's very funny, laughed Mr. Quiet. Well, I was just thinking how much fun your library events are, replied Mr. Funny. Do you have any plans for more? Oh, that's a great idea, said Mr. Quiet. We could hold an afternoon of stories and laughter in the library, and you could be part of it. So it was decided there would be a Happyland Happy Library event, and Mr. Quiet set to work organizing it. He asked his friend Little Miss Shy to design the posters, and Mr. Nobody to spread the word. Everyone knows Mr. Nobody is somebody to listen to now. On the day of the event, there were lots of friends at the library, ready to enjoy Mr. Quiet's stories and Mr. Funny's jokes. Little Miss Naughty was at the very front. But Mr. Quiet is such a great storyteller that there were no raspberries to be heard. In fact, Little Miss Naughty didn't say a word. Until the end of the story time, when she let out a huge cheer. There was lots of cheering and laughter when Mr. Funny told jokes and pulled silly faces. Little Miss Naughty wanted to join in too, and by cheekily squirting everyone with water, she became part of the fun. Everyone loved it and had a great time, especially Mr. Quiet, who realized that he was more capable and confident than he thought he was. Have you ever done something that's made you feel really proud of yourself? Thanks for suggesting I organize this event, Mr. Funny, said Mr. Quiet happily. Look at what fun we had, smiled Mr. Funny. I just hope you have more belief in yourself now. You made it all happen. Yes, I feel proud of what I achieved and much more confident about who I am, replied Mr. Quiet. I even have a joke to make you laugh. What's a librarian's favorite vegetable? Quiet peas, which is what Mr. Quiet will say to Little Miss Naughty next time.